to make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal. Go. 6. It's beautiful. Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude.
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
Good morning, happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive and Willis Volvo Cars. The all-electric 2026 Volvo EX90 is here. Advanced safety, premium comfort, and impressive range, all in one SUV. They have just one available in Onyx Black. Plus, drive home the 2026 XC40 for as low as $399 a month. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube this morning, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We like our subscribers. Leave a comment in the comment section. You can also call the show at 515-517-2303 or follow us on our social media channels. Good morning, Ross Peterson. Mr. America, Ross Peterson.
Mr. America.
I don't know. I just felt like calling you Mr. America.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why.
Watched the game last night?
I watched the entire game. And, I was texting Brian Duax because I said, hey, you know that I'm a novice soccer guy. Novice isn't even the right way to describe me. But I said, hey, is it just me, or does Belgium have a much better command of the field, of the angles, of the passing, of everything that's going on? Because it was pretty evident who the best team on the field last night was.
Yeah. You saw all the same things I did. That was disappointing. It was really disappointing when U.S. goes down 3-1 and they still just don't seem to be able to put on any attack or pressure. What did they end the game with? 2 or 3 shots?
Two official shots on goal. They were outshot 7-2. They scored, of course, on the free kick, but it was just, you had all this buildup. You had all this excitement building, and that was by far the worst game they've played in the World Cup competition. And just the striking difference of maybe organization, of motivation, of just lot. Did you see, unforced errors last night were crazy.
Travis, did you see when Belgium went to go substitute a guy in there's like 5 minutes left, or no, it was in the second half. They substitute a guy in who's $100 million player, and then turns out to dominate that last 25-30 minutes of the game. He was by far the best player and the freshest legs and able to control the ball. That was frustrating. It was a tough game to watch, but it's over now, baby. That's it. All over but the crying.
There were a couple things. There were a lot of things that bothered me watching it. Again, I'm watching it in very high level stuff. Like, the cool part right at the beginning, you're like, oh, this is going to be one of those games. Matt Freese, the goalie, had an incredible save. There was a shot on goal. He reached up, had the fingertip. You're like, oh, this guy's come to play tonight. And then Matt Freese had some major mess ups, especially I think it was on the third goal when he should have just cleared the ball and he hesitated. Do you remember that one where he like hesitated, pulled back, and they stole it right from him? And then you basically left the goal wide open. I mean, if you're going to come outside the goal box and you can't use your hands, kick the damn ball.
Yeah, it was tough. It was frustrating to watch, but you and I know so little about soccer to know what we were. I even said to you yesterday, like, should we have Duax on? You're like, we got a couple interviews tomorrow. I said, yeah, it'll be a lot more fun if we just come on and.
I think he might pop on around 6:10, actually. Okay, so okay. I told him, I said, hey, your expertise would come in handy here. We do have a couple of interviews lined up, but I texted Brian and said, hey, because he was texting me and he was frustrated. His simple assessment was they got their ass kicked.
Yeah,
and
they were by far the Belgium was the better team.
Yeah.
That was what we talked about yesterday. The experts had been saying, hey, this is going to be a different game. Belgium's the real deal.
I'm watching a lot of television this morning, a lot of reaction shows, and I just want to get your opinion on this when it comes to the it's the build them up, tear them down, because I'm watching this morning and people are just lighting into Team USA. And I'm like, I get it because it was not a pretty game. But should we be tearing them down? I mean, they did. The country kind of came together for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, you're right.
They got to the round of 16.
Yep.
Is it now? I'm just watching this morning. Everybody's like, this is an embarrassment. This is.
Yeah.
So can two things be the same?
Absolutely. All of it is true. All of it is true. Man, this was a fun run. The World Cup was a lot of fun. America seemed to look great on the world stage. But then all of a sudden you show up and you're by far the lesser team. They got their butt kicked last night, and that's okay to say that. I think it's totally fine to be like, man, this was a fun run. The U.S. did well, didn't do great, did well, and then we ended up getting outclassed in the round of 16. That's where we are. That's kind of my takeaway on it is when one team is able to pull a guy in the second half who's worth $100 million and can be the best player on the field, you got a lot. There's a gap there.
Brian Duax is joining us live from the warehouse at Central City Liquors. Of course, you see Brian every Thursday with the Rush Radio and Central City Liquors Deal of the Week. He's also our resident soccer expert because he played at Drake. He's the coach at Ankeny Centennial, and he's just an all-around nice guy. Your assessment of the game last night?
Just catching the tail end of you, Ross, you're pretty spot on. We were outclassed in every aspect of that game last night. I was not anticipating that. Belgium is an older group. I thought we would be the more athletic, 2 first balls, tempo driver. Not the case whatsoever. Right. I was just talking to one of my assistants. It was like MLS versus EPL.
Oh, that's exactly what it was. That's a good way to put it.
And I'm not saying all of our starters, because most of our starters are not MLS guys. They're EPL guys or Serie A or wherever they're at, Bundesliga. But I look at it, we have a shitload of really good role players. We don't have that dude.
Yeah.
And Pulisic was supposed to be that dude, but as we're finding out, Pulisic is kind of made of glass. Like, he's hurt more often than he's not. McKinney had a bad night. I thought our best player was Tillman. And I thought the game plan of Belgium was far superior to us.
You know, I texted you in the first half about just the angles and seeing most of the field in a different way. Was I right on that assessment? It was like the United States, they would go wide and then center. I'm like, how do you not know that's coming? Or am I just out of it there?
They were game planning for that. One, they were going to be very physical with Pulisic. They were not going to let Pulisic be a 1v1 specialist. McKinney, Adams, they all seemed just a little bit off. Like, some of their ideas weren't bad, but the passing execution, the technical ability just was, maybe the spot's too big for us. Not sure. But, oh, God, my butthole's puckering. I can't do what I normally do. Yeah. Where Belgium, like, this is just another day.
I didn't realize when I was looking at the roster the other day, Travis, that Belgium's goalie was still Courtois, who I'm not sure at one point was considered one of the greatest goalies in the world, and maybe still is considered one of the best.
Still is. Still fantastic. The starter for Real Madrid. He's unbelievable. And I mean, I'm watching with a bunch of Tate's high school teammates, club teammates, and their parents. We didn't register a shot that Courtois saved until like the 82nd minute.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we doing?
Right. No chance. I wrote that to Travis last night. I'm like, dude, this is bad. I think they had one shot at that point.
Yeah. And we were, Belgium they're up 2-1. They're going to let us have the ball. They're going to let us push our outside backs high. They're going to let us keep the ball. And then when we screw up, which we did a lot yesterday, boom, they're coming right down our throat. And they isolated Tim Ream and Chris Richards. Tim Ream's 40 years old. He's played really well, but Belgium was like, you're 40? We're going to put this young whippersnapper right up your ass, and good luck.
The United States scores on a free kick, and then 61 seconds later, Belgium scores again. You've been part of a lot of soccer games. And I heard the announcer say you're most susceptible to giving up a goal right after scoring a goal. Is that true? And how often do you see that where because you had momentum there? You get the free kick, the stadium's going crazy, and then
Instantly.
like a vacuum, it was sucked out of that stadium.
It's 100%. We always say the first 5, last 5. First 5 and last 5 of every half tend to make or break you. And then the first 5 after you score a goal or you give up a goal. How do you respond if you give up one? How do you play knowing you're up now 1-0? Do you get complacent or do you keep foot on the gas? Most of their goals yesterday were our errors.
Yeah.
Like the third one, goalkeeper, what in the Sam hell are you doing? You had a thought, Belgium closed that thought, and then you turn it over. Just kick it to the stands. Who cares? Live to fight another day.
I was going to ask you about Matt Freese and your assessment of his performance last night.
Goalkeeping wise, making saves, okay. With his feet, that literally we were knocking at the door, and then you give up that one, and that was the backbreaker.
Yeah.
So, did Team USA now that it's over? Was this a step forward for USA Soccer? Is it staying on a plateau? I don't think it was a step backwards.
Was this a success?
The World Cup as a whole in this country, 100% a success.
Okay. How about the U.S.?
In terms of Team USA, I would say it's a plateau. How do we break through the glass ceiling?
How do we?
Well, it starts at the youth level, and it starts with not pay for play. I mean, right now, our best coaches aren't coaching the young kids. You know why they're not coaching the young kids? Because there ain't enough money there. They're coaching 15 to 19 because that's where the most money is. That's where the most fame is. It starts with grassroots. Like, Klinsmann's tried to do this where we're going to start and put our best coaches at 12 and 13.
Man, I haven't heard of Jurgen Klinsmann in a long time. Wow.
And all the coaches were like, we're not coaching that age. No. It's a problem. And then pay for play. I mean, I don't have a kid in youth soccer anymore. Thank God. Youth soccer now, whether it's VSA Rush or Sporting, which are the two big clubs in Iowa, is $4,000 just to start.
Just to start.
Plus travel, plus hotels, plus meals, plus.
Travis, this is what I've been trying to tell you, dude. This
probably close to $12,000 to $15,000 per player.
I and you know more about soccer than I did. That's
$15,000 per player.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, think about it. They're going to these tournaments in Vegas for 4 days. Every hotel room knows that they're coming, and it's $300, $400, $500 a night. You got to fly there. You got to feed them while you're there, and you're doing that 2 to 3 times a year. Plus driving to Omaha, driving to Oklahoma, driving to Arkansas, driving to here, driving to yes.
So do they do this in Europe? Is there pay for play in Europe? How does that work at the youth level in Europe? I mean, are we the only ones that do this to this magnitude?
Yes. I mean, there are guys in the Des Moines metro area that are making $100,000+ to coach youth athletics, youth soccer. And not just 1 or 2, 7 or 8, 10 or 12. That's a lot of guys making $100,000 to work from 4:30 to 8 every day, answer emails during the day, and then coach on the weekends.
But you got to remember an important distinction here, Travis. You can pay a coach $100,000 to coach 12-year-olds, okay?
Yep.
And that's going to be great. The problem is the 12-year-olds. You're not getting the most athletic, best soccer playing 12-year-olds. You're getting the 12-year-olds whose parents can cut the $12,000 check.
Correct.
So it's and again, like we've talked about with the Williams sisters, or most of your great athletes didn't come from privilege. They've got this internal fight about them. They've got an edge. They got a drive. They've got that stink in them.
Yeah. They got an edge.
In America, we take the privileged, the kids that have been held out of all of that their entire life intentionally, and good for those parents for being able to provide that. That's why you can't have Christian Pulisic out there running around next to a dude that isn't built that way.
Yeah.
And that's
to answer your first question, Trav, Europeans, they basically own your rights. So the MLS academies are starting to do that as well. Like when Tate was in Austin, if Tate would have continued staying in Austin, when Tate's done with college, he would have gone to Austin. If Austin would have refused him, then he would be open to anybody else. The youth clubs, I mean, when Tate went to Austin, VSA Rush tried to claim to me that they owned part of Tate's rights and they needed some money for Tate leaving. And I looked at him and I was like, you're out of your fucking mind. I've paid you so much money, you don't get shit from my kid or me.
What?
Wow.
So over in Europe, you're a 12-year-old over in Europe and you start playing with Bayern's youth academy, Bayern Munich's youth academy. And all of a sudden, you're worth $50 million. And Bayern Munich's like, hey, we're going to sell you to Manchester United. Bayern Munich's getting a cut of the contract that Homeboy would sign over at Manchester United. And that funds their youth academies. You know, good example is in Philly.
Kids are stock.
So,
yeah, much.
But are the youth academies in Europe free? Is what I'm asking. Okay,
yes.
But to Ross's point, somebody's making money, right? I mean, somebody's making money off this.
Here's a perfect example: Kevin Sullivan. Kevin Sullivan is the next big thing in America. He grew up and played for Philly Union his entire career. He signed, I believe, don't quote me on this, but a $50 million deal with Manchester City. He can't leave America until he's 18. So the day he turns 18, he's flying to Manchester and he will be part of Manchester City. Philly, let's just say Philly's getting 10% of that. Philly's getting $5 million from Manchester City for developing Kevin Sullivan.
Okay.
That $5 million will fund their youth academy for years to come.
Yep.
Wow. Absolutely crazy. I mean, if you were to put a number on it with your two boys, how much money have you spent?
Look at that.
Is it 2, 3, 400,000?
It's probably $250,000 would be my guess in 20 years.
Wow.
Now, I'm blessed. I'm not paying for college for my children.
That's
So,
fair.
I paid for college
Yeah, right.
as
Good
they
way
were
to look at
growing
it.
up.
Good way to look at it.
But now, you know, if Tate sticks it out and goes to Northeastern for 4 years, I just saved $500,000. You know, Northeastern with housing is like $100,000 a year. So I look at it as I'm coming out ahead. Now, how many guys on Tate's team or Ty's team ended up paying that same amount of money that we did, but then they're going to a D3?
Yeah.
And D3 has no scholarship except for academic. Now all of a sudden, maybe they're coming up with another $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a year for their kid to go to school.
Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating.
I want to go because I want to talk about Glenn also, but our buddy Glenn Cook from Hard Truth Rods, we'll talk about him in a moment. He says all club sports are a scam. I want to be careful with that. For the most part, Glenn, I think you're right. But there is this elite level of athlete. Brian knows it because there are exceptions. I've seen it with Brian's kid. My buddy Adam Benz, his daughter is an amazing softball player. We were talking about this young lady who went to East High School and has a full ride scholarship to UCLA and never played softball at East High School. So there are levels to this stuff, and there is this elite level of youth athlete that does require a club level. It requires for the best to play against the best, for them to keep their interest and keep getting better. And when you see that, you go, oh, this makes sense. When you watch, if you go to a USSSA baseball tournament and you're watching the majors, the kids that are the best, you watch it and go, wow, these kids are really good baseball players. Then you watch a AA tournament and you go, these parents are wasting their money.
And it's everywhere in between.
Yes,
You know,
exactly.
I have always been a fan of VSA Rush or Rush because I was a part of it. Do I think it's inflated and overpriced? Yes. Do I think it serves a purpose? It definitely did with my children.
Yeah.
Being from Iowa, there's only one Division I college in this state, and that's Drake. Creighton, because they have a national budget, would be the next closest. They don't recruit Iowa, ever. In my existence, I think I've known 2 guys to go to Creighton from Iowa, and neither of them panned out, and they both fizzled out, and we're done.
Interesting. One
So,
more question. Go ahead.
For my kids to be recruited to be able to go to Western Illinois or Northeastern or any of the other schools he got looked at, club serves that purpose. You go to these events in Vegas, in Florida, in Arizona, and there are 500 coaches there. Do you know how many coaches were at the state tournament this last year?
0?
No, it was more than 0. Drake was there. Western Illinois was there. All of the Iowa Conference or whatever it's called now, the D3s, they were all there. The JUCOs were there. If you want to try and get somewhere out of the Midwest and you don't play club soccer, you're never going to get it. Never.
So I hate to say a requirement, but if
you want to go to the next level, yeah.
Right now, it's a necessity if you are wanting to be at that level. So
yep.
You nailed it, Brian. There's a whole range of people in there. You go to these tournaments on a weekend, you see it. You see the kids that you go, oh, that kid's got to be playing against this great competition or he's going to be bored.
Yep.
And then you see the kids that you go, oh, man, you're not, this is it. That you might be a high school player.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and where I would agree with him that it's a scam is all of our teams, we have top level teams from age 13 to 19. There's B teams, there's C teams, there's even D teams in some of these aspects. And I'm not saying those kids don't deserve to play.
I get it.
But they're paying the exact same money that the top team is, and they're getting half the care, if that.
And benefits of exposure and all the other things that they were sold. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. One more question before we let you get out of here, and that is the coaching situation of the U.S. men's national team. Mauricio Pochettino his contract expired. I think he became a popular figure. Just the way he looks, the way his demonstrative behavior. Is it important that Team USA re-sign him, or do you think he goes back to high club level coaching? Because I think I don't know if anybody before could have told you who the U.S. men's national team coach was. Now you go, oh, I know who that guy is.
Dude, I had to Google it as we were having the conversation.
I don't think it would be bad if we kept him. I also don't think it would be bad if he left. I'm hearing rumors he's going to go join Pulisic at AC Milan.
Oh, really?
Okay, so I've always liked the style Pochettino plays. I've always criticized he struggles to make adjustments in game.
He seemed like that yesterday. He looked a little lost.
What adjustments did he make yesterday?
Yeah, they even talked about it during the broadcast. He looked like he'd fired his guns and was done.
But I don't even know what guns he shot. You know, Belgium's shooting shotguns, and he was shooting 22s. I mean, adjustments in game matter dramatically. And now with these water breaks, you basically are playing a 4-quarter game where you get to talk to him 3 times instead of just once. I don't feel we made really any adjustments yesterday at all.
I kept waiting for things to happen, Brian. This is why I was texting Travis. Like late in that game, I'm thinking about you because I was thinking about the different things we've talked about when you are losing in a match and there's 15 minutes left.
Yep.
And it just like the camera kept going over to him, and it really did feel like he was like, "Well, I've done what I can do. It's on the guys now."
And to some extent, he's right.
Right.
But you can still make adjustments. I mean, I remember, we're playing Northwest in the state finals. At the end of the game, we're down 2-1. I was playing with 1 defender because what difference does it make if you lose 3-1 or 2-1?
Yeah.
Who the hell cares? Go score a goal. Try and be more creative going forward.
Brian,
we didn't do that yesterday.
We appreciate your time,
It's
man.
fun,
That's
bud.
the
Thank
expertise we want.
Yep, I love it. Thank you.
And expect from you, and we'll see you back here on Thursday with another weekly special.
Sounds good. We'll see you Thursday.
See you,
All
bud.
right,
Take care,
see ya.
guys.
Brian Duax from Central City Liquors and our resident soccer expert joining us to break down last night's World Cup loss. We do have a poll up on X right now, and it is, will you continue to watch the World Cup now that Team USA has been eliminated? 24.2% say yes. 38.4% say no. 12.1% say they never watched or will watch the championship. And 25.3% say they never watched. So right now, leading it is, I'm out. I'm done.
And actually, what's leading the way is I never was in.
Yeah. So
I met some clients last night at Lucky Horse. I called Bruno to see where he was going to be watching. He's like, I'm going to be at Lucky Horse. Come join me. So I called up some clients that I wanted to meet, and I took them to dinner last night at Lucky Horse. And they walk in, young kids, they're in their 20s. They sit down at the table with us, and just at 5 minutes after they sat down, the U.S. scored their goal. So the place goes wild. You know what I mean? Ah! They were both like shook. They're like, what the hell's going on? I said, it's the World Cup. The U.S. is playing. They both were like, we had no idea. Like, we haven't watched this at all. We didn't, the USA is playing right now? Like, U.S. is playing against Belgium. It's round of 16. I might as well have been explaining a new game to them.
were they just not sports fans, or they just not soccer fans?
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't get the impression that they were sports fans, but it was literally, they had I was blown away. I sat there a couple times. I said, you guys really had no idea the U.S. World Cup games were on? They were both like, no clue. Didn't know this many people liked soccer. And we finished our meal, and they were like, all right. I mean, they weren't there to watch the game.
They were like, hey, can we stay and watch with you?
No, they were like, all right,
energy.
see you later. I'll go home and watch.
Oh, man. Hey, if you're like, well, you had clients. And if you want to be one of Ross Peterson's clients, just give him a call.
I was sharing Gary Presnell's phone number yesterday.
See, Gary Presnell is who they want to talk to when they need a mortgage, because Gary Presnell is a mortgage banker with Northwest Bank, financing residential homes the past 25 years. Gary offers VA, FHA, IFA first-time buyer loans and conventional and new construction loans, and all approvals are done locally by Northwest Bank. You can get your loan pre-approved in 30 minutes, and it can happen after hours during the week or even on the weekends. He's been the state of Iowa's top producing mortgage banker the past 8 years. Give him a call at 515-975-6767. We come back. Dr. Brian Handal from the DMOS Orthopedic Center is going to be joining us. We're going to talk Caitlin Clark. We're going to talk the back injury. And Brian Handal is a spine expert. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire, a front row tickets to every show millionaire, a hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
When you work with a company like Mr. Electric that goes above and beyond and makes the customer their priority, that is just a real joy to encounter these days. It was a fairly complicated project and it was intimidating. They made it look so easy, and they were very professional, very clean folks. They thoroughly explain what they're going to do. It's clear that they're experienced and that they know what they're doing. Having professionals out there that can do that for me, that gives me a lot of peace of mind.
When I'm meeting a new patient, I want them to feel comfortable knowing that odds are I've seen something like this before.
From the moment a patient steps into the room to the moment the patient leaves the office, I think they're going to get a great experience.
I think it feels good coming in and feeling like it's a community here and you get to be a part of that community and get to be taken care of by that community.
My goal is when they walk out of there to know that I'm fighting for them, I'm pulling for them.
Schedule an appointment at iowauro.com.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
My name's Gary Presnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat Norm. Norm knows basketball, but he doesn't know mortgage. And that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert. Please call me. I would love to help you.
Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I am Roman Lehman, Service Advisor at Willis Nissan. For the 2026 summer season, we will be offering 15% off all fuel system services. Over time, carbon builds up inside your engine, and these services clean out all carbon deposits for better engine performance. Don't let carbon deposits get in the way of your summer plans. Visit willisnissan.com to book your service today.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
I hope you're stretched, hydrated, and prepared for more nonsense, because The Rush with Travis and Ross, presented by Willis Automotive, is back now.
Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Good to have you along on a Tuesday. Good soccer conversation to start the show with Brian Duax. We're going to shift gears now to the WNBA and Caitlin Clark, who, well, has been dealing with injuries again. Normally, when we have injury situations, we go to Dr. Jason Sullivan at the DMOS Orthopedic Centers. Jason goes, hey, I'm not a back guy. I'm not a spine guy. He goes, let me recommend a back expert to you. And he introduced us yesterday to Dr. Brian Handal, who joins us now. Are you like in like a, you got an IV hooked up behind you, or what?
Wanted to relax,
man. Yeah, IV pole, just in case you guys take it out of me, I can just hang an IV.
After watching last night's game, you need something to numb the pain. You were texting afterwards. You watched the whole thing, didn't you?
Yeah. My wife and I are huge soccer fans, and so it was just very painful to watch.
Oh, man. Well, we've been talking about Caitlin Clark really since, the punch to the throat, and she left the game with a back injury.
We've been talking about Caitlin Clark since her junior year in high school. We've been talking about Caitlin Clark a long time.
But she has this lingering back issue that they're really not saying anything about. And so as a back expert, as a spine expert, can you kind of give us an indication of what could be wrong with Caitlin Clark, why she would miss another game with a back injury?
Yeah. So, back injuries are this like hidden like Pandora's box. And a lot of the times it's one of two things. It's either not a big deal, it's a very minor injury, or it's something that they need to work through with an orthopedic spine surgeon or a neurosurgeon to try to figure out and get some more details on the matter. Now, I will say, looking at her most recent injury against the Phoenix, it seemed fairly minor. She came down, landed on someone's foot, kind of landed on her glute. And so this could just be a bone bruise. And it may just have and they use that word, re-aggravation, which just tells me that Stephanie White is being a smart coach right now. They just played the Aces. They won. They didn't need her in the game. So why use their best player in a game like that. Let's take her out. Let's not do back-to-backs, and let's bring her back when she's fresh and ready to go.
Probably totally unfair to ask you these things as a medical professional who doesn't want to, make assumptions about a case that a patient you've never actually seen.
Yeah.
But this lingering issue does seem to me to qualify as a chronic back issue. The fact that it's not going away and has been around for a while. Yeah. When you're a year into a chronic back issue, what are the usual chances that eventually remedies itself, or that you end up dealing with this in perpetuity?
Yeah, I think it's something she'll deal with in perpetuity. I mean, she's a guard. She draws contact, and I think this is just from her injuries last year with her groin injury. Like, she'll continue to see these types of injuries, specifically with back. We see a lot of hyperextension. We see her in the game when she draws these contacts, she's drawing back, and so that leads to a lot of facet mediated pain. So the facets are the joints of the back. And so that can lead to that type of thing, lumbar strains. It won't just be one specific back injury. It'll be multiple things that will kind of happen with time. But again, I think they'll be minor. I think we'll just see her come in and out from time to time, but she will show up when the time comes.
So we talked about this yesterday. We brought up Larry Bird because Larry Bird ended his career with massive back pain and back injuries. Because of, and it's been pointed out, I don't think you can dispute it, she takes a beating during the game, right?
Oh, yeah.
Will that shorten her career? And is that another reason that this stuff's going to be around for a while?
Yeah, so shorten her career, I don't think so, if they continue to do what she's currently doing. So, and this is just like any sport, any player. If we find someone that's having these kind of re-aggravations, let's pull them out of the game. Let's therapize them. Let's give them everything that they need to keep them healthy so that they can have the longevity in their career. We don't expect any player to come out. I mean, we do have some freak shows out there that no matter how much we beat them up, like, they just don't seem to get injured. But then we have like OBJ in the league in football, where we just saw multiple injuries because they just kept trying to push the limits of his career, and it just shortened the longevity of him. And so it's the same thing here. I think they're being smart. I think this can be a multitude of things, but the common things that I see when someone comes back so quickly, because I know that she's missed 3 games for this recently, but for her to come back, and I think she was practicing recently, and she may play on this next game, just tells me it's a minor injury like a lumbar strain or facet strain.
Okay.
And so just some therapy. They probably haven't even talked to a spine surgeon, just talked to their sports surgeon, and it's just stretching her and things like that.
When you talk therapy, are you talking, do they shot you? Because I've seen where you hook the electrodes up, but do you take ice baths? Is it sauna? How do you treat stuff like that?
Yeah, so everything. I mean, and these teams, they probably throw things in that we as normal people don't even have, right? I mean, they're doing red light therapy, they're doing ice baths, they're doing saunas, they're doing H-wave TENS units. So they're doing everything. They're doing acupuncture things. They throw the kitchen sink at these things because they don't say, hey, here's some ibuprofen, go lay up in your room with like a pint of ice cream and watch the game from the seats. So for something like this, I have constant back injuries, and what I do is I typically I kind of become a bat. I hang myself upside down so that I can stretch my body. Or if I don't have that, I hang from like handlebars, and I can pull my body down using gravity. You're really trying to stretch the ligaments in your back. And then therapy. So we have our center here in Des Moines. We go out to Engineer Performance. They have TENS units. They have H-wave. They have compression. They have ice. All that stuff that we always hear about, and you just want to get on top of it right away. So those are how I typically treat these minor injuries.
I love that all this advanced technological stuff, Travis. They've got a TENS unit and ice. I love Doc. Yeah. So, all right, when a lot of times when a body takes an injury, the body tries to compensate in some way, and then you end up hurting something else. When you've got one of these lower back injuries, what are some of those associated injuries or adjacent injuries that can happen because you're compensating for it?
Yeah, so the most common one that I see is hamstring injuries. Okay. So because whenever we have a back problem and it spasms on us, our posterior chain, which is our hamstring that attaches to our pelvis, tends to shorten because we start to walk in a little bit of a flat back. We kind of curl back. And so what ends up happening is you start to get a lot of man, my hamstrings are killing me. They're just tight. And so I guarantee you in her therapy, they're stretching the heck out of her hamstrings. They're stretching the heck out of her whole posterior chain. And that's how you get your back better. It's almost like indirectly. That's why you go see a back doctor and they're not even talking about your back. They're like, we got to get your core stronger. And it's because if we can indirectly fix the other muscles around it, your back's going to be fine. It's going to relax.
I want to go back to you being a bat because my father-in-law had this contraption in his house where that would like swivel, like a teeter-totter, and you'd lock your ankles in. I always thought that was just like some voodoo stuff.
You thought it was actually some infomercial that your uncle fell for.
Exactly. Keep that thing.
It works. Yeah, keep that thing. It works. You may have seen some chiropractors in town even have those stretching machines that they'll put you on. They'll stretch you. That stuff actually does help. The problem is, it can be stretched and you can't live like a bat your whole life because once you stand back up, gravity just pulls you back down and you just feel it again. And so it does give you that moment of just relief. Just to sometimes lay upside down based on the problem. But a lot of times when it strains, that just stretches you. And when we don't have someone able to stretch us, we use gravity. So you don't have to hang upside down. You can just hang yourself from your hands like you're doing a pull-up and just kind of let things hang.
Yeah, you can feel your back and start to loosen up and really, man, you just gave me I have this thing that happens with me, Doc. I don't have much of a butt, okay? But when my back is starting, I will notice that literally my butt goes away. When my back is starting to hurt, I kind of my body does this adjustment thing where all of a sudden I look in the mirror and I'm like, I have no butt.
Yep.
Exactly. My back's about to start hurting in a few days.
Exactly. Yeah. So at that point, anti-inflammatories, and you're not even fixing your back, you're fixing your hamstrings because it's all a pull thing. So the back of your hamstrings are attached to your butt bone and your pelvis, and it pulls down, and then suddenly that causes your pelvis to roll back. And then, so that's why your back gets flat.
That's totally, man. As soon as you said that, I was kind of doing it in my chair. I'm like, oh, that's what I'm experiencing when I see
because
that.
Always about 5:50 every morning, I'll be, Ross is like, my back's killing me. My back's killing me.
Sometimes it's like under my shoulder. Most of the time, it's lower back, right in the middle. It just feels like a sore back.
Right.
And my dad always said, oh, you have it's like a family tradition thing that all the Peterson men have bad backs, apparently.
Yeah. It's genetics, like it's a lot of times when patients come see me in the office, they want to know what was that one thing? Just like you guys are asking, what's that? Is this Caitlin Clark? Was this that one thing? To be honest, she other than the fact that she's a guard and she draws a lot of contact, some of it's genetic. She may be predisposed to a little bit of injury here. Oh. And so just like a lot of us. So I usually ask them, hey, does mom or dad ever have a back surgery? Does mom or dad ever have these? Oh, man, let me tell you. Let me go back in 1970. And then it kind of winds out of control. Yeah, and honestly, it's the most common thing we see in medicine. I mean, we're talking a $1 billion industry that is focused simply on back pain. So it is like the most common thing we see in America is back pain.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
I was going to ask, do you see a chiropractor?
I have, yeah. I love chiropractors. What I typically do, and being in Des Moines, we have the benefit is I go to DMU, Des Moines University, because they have osteopathic manipulative medicine, OMM, and they were kind of the predisposition to chiropractics, and so they kind of take like a whole body, almost like an Eastern medicine type of look to your body. But it's the same as chiropractic, but a little bit more because you have a physician looking at your whole body.
This is going to be a weird question, but I'm going to go back to Caitlin Clark, and that is, I'm not saying she never lifted weights at Dowling and Iowa, but she wasn't bulky, right?
Fair.
I do believe she's bulked up since year one of the WNBA. Can bulking up and changing your workout style lead to injuries like we're seeing today?
It depends on what she's actually doing. A lot of the bulk, when we see guys bulk up, they're typically doing a lot of lower extremity. They're doing a lot of squats, doing a lot of deadlifts, a lot of leg press, and that typically will lead to a lot of mass. But yes, it can lead to injuries, but also prevent injuries, right? Like if we have more muscle mass, it's like having armor. So, and for her, she knew she's going to get in the league, bigger players, and she needed to get mass on her. We see this a lot, like Wembanyama. Like he's he's like a string being out there. I would not be surprised if we see a Tenakumpo type of over the next 5 years. This guy just puts on so much mass, and then he's unstoppable. And that's just because he's going to put on all this mass to draw all that contact that he's about to have as a center.
What made you get into spine stuff? How did that? What made that your specialty?
It's things like this. I mean, the spine. So when you go see a knee guy, right? Let's say you have knee arthritis. They only have typically like one thing to treat. I'm going to either scope your knee or I'm going to replace the knee. With the back, there are so many things. There's like, it's an a la carte. Let me talk to you. Let me figure out what's going on in your life. What are vacations? You get to know the patient, and I get to tailor procedures based around your lifestyle. And because it just gives us options. Not everybody needs a fusion. Not everybody needs a surgery, but we have all this other things, the dry needling, the acupuncture, the other things around it, so I can, fully be engaged with you in this particular problem. And so that's why I like spine surgery.
Yeah, but do you walk around the office and go, "You elbow guys, you knee guys"? Do you give Jason Sullivan shit? Just man,
dude, if you don't think that was a shot at the knee guys, like knee guys have two options.
Yeah.
You go up to the knee guy and be like, which play you running today? 1 or 2?
Yeah. We do it all the time. The hand weenies for the hand surgeons, and for Jason, I'm like, oh, must be so nice. Your clinic's just full of 17-year-olds, and like you get to treat all these healthy young patients, while I get this 78-year-old with heart failure and bad back and these complex medical problems. So yeah, it's a little bit of jealousy more than anything.
On their part or your part? Their part, right?
On their part, yeah, exactly.
Oh, good stuff.
That's fantastic. Well, hey, thank you. Thanks for coming on with us. This is fantastic. It's fun. A lot of
anytime. Yeah, anytime,
now that I got your number, and when more back injuries, because Jason wanted to stay clear of the back, and they are common in sports, we're going to be calling you. Is that okay?
Yeah, happy to be your guy.
I do want to ask one clarifying one, because Donnie just wrote this in, and I will tell you, I remember a couple years ago, Doc, going through a lot of stress in my life. I went through a divorce and some other stuff, and man, my back was wrecked during that time. I mean, I could barely walk. I had a slid disc or something. I don't even know what it was diagnosed as. Is stress? Do you notice that? Is that a major player in the back?
Absolutely. So in this, 100%. What happens when you're stressed? Right? You're not sleeping. You're not eating right. You're not working out. You're just kind of in your sorrows, and you're not treating your body great. And so the back takes the brunt of that, whether it's your neck, your low back, your upper back. So a lot of times, if we can get to that point of stress. So a lot of times, like, patients will come into me. I found out they just got laid off. My back is killing me. They start hitting, I just got divorced, all these things. And then I kind of take a pause. Like, now, as a surgeon, I need to pull back. The last thing you need right now to make your life more complex is a surgery. How can I help you? Let me talk. Like this one guy from Knoxville, he had back pain. He needed a job. Called the hospital, got him a job, so he has an interview. Guess what? His back pain's feeling so much better now.
You fixed it.
Yeah, I fixed it. I didn't have to do anything. I just had to make a phone call,
And so, you want your insurance information, and thank you for the $5,000 and the copay.
Exactly. You're welcome.
Dr. Brian Handal from the DMOS Orthopedic Centers. Good stuff. We appreciate your expertise, and hopefully we can catch up soon.
Absolutely, guys. Thanks.
Thank you so much. That was great. Dude, these doctors kill it. That's fun.
They do. Yes. And from Jason Sullivan to Dr. Handal, you want doctors that are fun, right? And those guys are fun. I mean, Jason Sullivan may walk in with a helmet and goggles on.
Yeah, I love the fact that they're fun. I don't give a shit if my doctor's a fun guy. I want him to know what he's doing and talking about. And that's
I think they both do.
Yeah, they definitely do. They definitely do. That was fun.
Kaylin took something away from the interview that she needs clarification on. Did you even have a butt before, Ross?
Just sitting here, enjoying a Tuesday morning, having coffee with my buddy. Just going to take shots at me?
Kaylin did. I didn't.
You had to scroll back into the thing to find that.
Because I saw it, and I'm like...
You had to scroll. I saw it too, but I ignored it. Because I knew it was a shot. And I'm like, I'm not even going to acknowledge Kaylin. I'm not even going to. And then Mary had some comment also. All the women in the thing, they want to make fun of my butt. Yeah, I have a butt. I've had a butt for a long time. my whole life, as a matter of fact. Does it stick out? Not always.
And that's when the back pain's coming on.
If you looked at my back, would you sometimes think it was plywood? Yes. But not all the time. And there's still a but in there, even though it doesn't stick out.
Did you see the scowl he gave me,
why
folks?
Why are the women so mean to me?
They're not mean. That just means they're paying attention to you, Ross.
All right. The guys like me.
You know who likes you?
Who likes
is
me?
Glenn Cook from Hard Truth Rods. So we had Glenn on a couple weeks ago, right before the College World Series. He's based in Underwood, Iowa, and he makes custom fishing rods. And Ross has got a fishing tournament coming up, and he's also going to Canada here at the end of the summer. And we kind of suggested, hey, Glenn, do you think Ross could just use one of your rods just to try it out? And you got the rods yesterday, I understand.
So you can't really see them because they're in their cases. But
they come with cases?
Well, he's got rod sleeves is what they're called. It basically prevents your lines from getting all tangled. Because when you put a bunch of fishing poles in a car or a truck or a boat, once they start jiggling around, they get tangled up, and then you go to unpull them. So that eliminates a lot of stress and frustration. Glenn gave me 3 rods yesterday. Gave me 2 walleye rods to take up to Minnesota to have the guys try out up there. So I'm going to try to actually sell some of his rods up at Ballard's. He gave me one, Travis, that was from his College World Series that he did. That's from Texas. If you are a Texas, because first of all, Longhorn fans love them some burnt orange, right?
Yep.
If you are a Texas fan and a fisherman, this is a rod you would die for. They are amazing. So I even brought him home last night. He gave me a bass rod also. I'm going to take that tomorrow night in my tournament. But Eli grabbed onto him yesterday, and he was feeling him. Eli thought that the bass rod was his favorite. I really liked the walleye. The walleye rods just seem like they're super fast action. Glenn was in town yesterday. He called me. He's like, dude, I brought a couple rods for you. When can we hook up? So met him downtown, right outside of Ray Gun.
That was probably a call you weren't expecting. You're like, wow.
I was excited. It's like, hell yeah. So thanks, Glenn. Appreciate it, man. Do my best to snag some fish, and you'll get some photos of them.
If you want to know more about Hard Truth Rods, just go to hardtruthrods.com. That's hardtruthrods.com. And you can check out some of his work. And if you want to order your own custom rod, Glenn can hook you up.
That's right. We went from talking about butts to rods. That's right, Ronnie. Donnie Rickles says, are we talking rods and butts?
Oh, man. You never disappoint. You know that? You never disappoint. Coming up at 7:30, I'm looking forward to this conversation. Scott Reister is going to be joining us. And today we can't say who he works for or what station he's a sportscaster on because his company doesn't allow that. But Scott, you may know, does sports locally.
Local sportscaster on a television station. Scott Reister. That's all we can refer to him.
Yes. But we had Scott on, about a year and a half ago, talking about his first book, which was Baseball Spy. And think about it, writing a book is, I've always wanted to write a book. Then I sit down, I'm like, I don't really have any thoughts. It'd be really hard. Well, he signed a 3-book deal. So Baseball Spy was a huge success, and now Football Spy is coming out. And Scott's going to be joining us to talk about Football Spy.
And some other things.
Yeah.
Dude, if I did, the one I thought about was when I got done with the Camino, I was like, man, this was such a great experience. This was just the coolest thing ever. And I would like to tell people about, what I experienced here and how this all unfolded. There have been a few times when I've thought about it. I've kind of storyboarded, you know what I mean? Done this brainwashing or the brainstorming thing and said, okay, here's the general story. Here's the journey we go on, blah, blah, blah. But man, it's tedious. I don't have time to do the dishes. When am I going to write a book?
If you had to do the Camino story again, you'd have to go back for 14, 15 days, right? And make it like a 12-chapter book where you spend a day with one walker and just tell why they're on the...
That's a great idea. It's exactly what it would be. Is like that thing I learned on that trek, Travis, is the same thing that I've seen a lot of these people in the World Cup. The takeaway from foreigners traveling to America has been, holy cow, they're just like us. Like, we met these Americans, we'd been told that they were one thing, and then we got to meet them, and they were just like us. They just had a different accent. That was what I noticed on the Camino. I met people from 15 different countries, aging from 20 to 70. We're all going through the same thing. We're all going through the same thing. Everybody's carrying it a little different. Some people have a little heavier weight. Some people got some real heavy shit they're carrying, and we're all going through the exact same thing. Same dreams, same wants, desires, fears, worries. That was what I took away from that. Was like, holy cow, we're all in this together.
Yeah. Nobody's really that unique.
No.
It's same shit, just different place.
Dude, you can't swing a dead cat without finding somebody that has your problems. People just don't talk about it. Oh, Donnie Rickles with a great Jackson Brown line. Donnie.
You have that unique talent of remembering lyrics to songs.
Go ahead and throw some seeds of your own, Donnie. And somewhere between the time you arrive and the time you go will be a reason you were alive that you'll never know.
Wow. Look at you.
Good one. Isn't that a good one?
Without even pulling up Google.
Line. Jackson Brown was a poet. He's had some demons too, but he was a poet.
Funny how those demons exist.
And
everybody's going through something.
We all got them.
That was a fun first hour. Want to thank Brian Duax for jumping on with us. Dr. Brian Handal from DMOS Orthopedic Centers. Good stuff on the back injury of Caitlin Clark. Scott Reister joining us in hour number 2 at 7:30. When we come back, we're going to talk a little college football. I learned something yesterday, Ross, that I did not know. And I'm going to get your reaction to it because I don't think you knew it either. I don't think a lot of people knew this. So, yes, a little college football talk when we come back on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. A front row tickets to every show millionaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
At Iowa Floor Covering, we believe great floors start with great service. Whether you're looking for a plush carpet, durable LVP, timeless hardwood, stylish laminate, or beautiful tile, including custom tile showers, we'll help you find the perfect fit. No pressure, no pushy sales tactics, just honest guidance from a team that listens. DIY Weekend Warrior, we've got the products and advice to set you up for success. Iowa Floor Covering, floors you'll love from people you can trust.
There are a lot of reasons to want a self-driving mower from Iowa Mobotics.
Being automated gives me more time to do my hobbies.
I travel so much for work that I don't have time to take care of the lawn, but I still care about how it looks.
And I'm just lazy. Gives me time to work in the wood shop instead of spending it on the mower.
It works in my schedule.
And I just really hate doing it.
No matter your reason, with Iowa Mobotics, spend less time mowing, more time living.
Hi, I'm Roman Lehman, Service Advisor at Willis. For the 2026 summer season, we will be offering 15% off all field system services. Over time, carbon builds up inside your engine, and these services clean out all carbon deposits for better engine performance. Don't let carbon deposits get in the way of your summer plans. Visit willisnissan.com to book your service today.
The best bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bread, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking them. Try our newly rebranded granola. Specially handmade, our amazing granola makes for a delightful treat. You can order online, purchase at local grocery retailers, or find us at the downtown Des Moines Farmers Market every Saturday. We look forward to serving you.
For people who like to save money.
Do you or a loved one suffer from chronic overspending, getting less but paying more? Then you may have a case of big HVAC. Now is the time to try Priority One. We set our own prices, which means you pay for what you need, not for anything else. And if you need a heating service or a new furnace, now is the time to try Priority One.
Side effects of Priority One include increased happiness, extra peace of mind, and bonus cash for whatever you want. Please use responsibly.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
The Rush, presented by Willis Automotive, is back because apparently Travis and Ross have even more to say.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Willis Automotive is hiring sales and leasing consultants across all their brands. At Willis, you have a unique opportunity to cross-sell across a wide lineup. If you are looking to grow your career, work with multiple brands, this is your chance. Start your new career at willisauto.com. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushladio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube this morning, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and give this video a like. Leave your comments in the comments section. Been a very active comment community today. You can call the show at 515-517-2303. And yes, follow us on our social media channels. We have Facebook. We have Instagram. We have X. We have TikTok. Just search The Rush with Travis and Ross. Ross, a little, we're still a month away from, well, not even, media days are coming up. Because we love conference media days, don't we? We absolutely love conference media days. I'm gonna give a pat on the back to the Pac-12, who's not going to do media days. They're basically saying, yes, they're like, it cost a lot of money. Why spend that money to get everybody to fly in someplace, have 3 days? You're renting out hotels, you're renting out, a convention space. You're like. So they want writers to say, go meet the coaches and players where they're at. Almost like the old Big 8 Skywriters tour, where they spent a week traveling throughout the Big 8. They'd drive to Ames, drive to Manhattan. That's what it should be. I mean, that's more personable in my...
Dude, I'm sorry. I think that you're taking things backwards instead of forwards. You're right. That's certainly an option, is to go meet people where they are. We live in 2026. You don't need to do that.
Well, that's true. But if you want one-on-ones, that's the way to do it.
Which is, and I think that, yeah. We started asking several years ago, what's the point of media days? What are we doing? Why do we still send people to Chicago to a conference room in a hotel room so a bunch of reporters can sit there and a coach can give a press conference? That's stupid.
I always thought towards the end of my media day stuff, and I stopped going to media days in 2010, was just it's media members get together to talk about how important they are in the college football world and pontificate on what they know.
Oh, and how important the media is to all of this.
Yes.
And everybody needs to know each individual take on a coach's press conference. And in fact, there's so much stuff. We got to spread the coaches out over 2 days.
Yeah.
We can't even have all the press conferences in one day. There's so much information. And then a couple years ago, they really pulled back the curtain. And that was when the Big 12 had media days, brought all the media together, told them, hey, isn't this great? Isn't this wonderful? You guys interview your coaches. They got on the plane to leave, and the Big 12 said, oh, yeah, by the way, major news. Oh, yeah, by the way, the thing that would have really driven this entire weekend, we waited until you guys left before we even leaked it out to you. This whole thing was a sham. And we still do it. This media still gets excited about it. They're like, all right, media days are coming up. So you assholes can go show up and get lied to? What I have several years ago, we started saying when we would interview the guys that were going down for media days, hey, what's going to be the big story? And pretty soon it became, we don't know. We don't know. This is going to be my first chance to interview Luke Fickell. That's the big thing that happens at media days? Yeah, I get a chance to have a one-on-one and ask Luke Fickell what his favorite part of being the Wisconsin head coach is. What are we doing? We're going to send guys together in a room to listen to press conferences to, again, not report, repeat what they're told.
Ross, you don't understand the importance of the sidebars that take place. I'm being facetious.
I know you are. I've been waiting around for 10 years for something to come out of a media day. That's actually media related. We're not talking about a conference commissioner standing up there and giving breaking news. That can happen anytime. I mean something that actually comes from a media day that's of substance, of importance, of quality. When was the last time?
I can't remember.
I can't either. It's a freaking parade.
A parade is a good way to look at it.
They get to go out there and
a circle jerk. And a circle jerk.
Yeah. Like to say I have zero interest in it is an overstatement. They are ridiculous, and they have been for a long, long time. Again, ask these people that go to these things. What is the big story? What's one thing you want to find out at media days? You will be disappointed. You will be disappointed. Because the fact is we live in a world now where if you want that information, you can access that information. And people, by the way, control the narrative is a part of every institution. So they only tell you what they want you to hear. Why do we do this? Why do we get together and spend money, these newspapers, which, by the way, are crumbling? Dude, the other day I grabbed the sports section for the Des Moines Register. There was not a single local article. There were 4 articles in the entire sports section. They were all USA Today.
That's sad.
You want to know, like, the Register's collapsing? Well, send 4 guys to media days. And then you don't have to fire 3 of my friends later next year because you don't have any money. It's so dumb. I honestly, if we didn't ever talk about media days, I'd be okay with it because
I would say this: unless they're with the Big 12, the ACC, the SEC, and the Big 10, unless there's something major said, I bet we stay away from the media day. Well, it'll come up a little bit, but probably not much unless something is actually said.
Kirk Ferentz will talk about the book that he's making everybody read, and it'll be like, oh, Kirk Ferentz is making everybody read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
I've read it.
And then and that will be like, I don't know, anyway. Here's the cynical side of me coming out. But this is not new. I've been on this media days bandwagon for a long time.
You have.
Waste of time, waste of money, waste of energy. Get people all excited just by saying football. Are you ready for the Hawkeyes? Kirk Ferentz is going to be up on the stage and he's going to be talking, everybody. Aren't you excited about Kirk Ferentz's voice? What's he saying? We don't know. What are you going to ask him? The same questions we ask every time. Yeah, I'll be tuned in.
Keith Murphy had a football post yesterday because the Big 12 put out its preseason all-conference teams, right? And he's like, no Cyclones on the list. Well, no shit, because nobody knows any of the players on the Iowa State team and what they can do. They're all brand new players. You can't put anybody on a first team or a second team if you don't know who they are.
I'd have a tough time coming up with some of the roster.
I would. Full disclosure. I mean, that's just what happens when you were gutted. Now, that's not what I wanted to talk about. I thought this was an interesting nugget that I heard yesterday, and I want you to listen to it. This is an interview from Lincoln radio station, Lincoln, Nebraska radio station, 93.7 The Ticket. And they had former Iowa assistant Rick Kaczynski on. Now, Kaczynski left Iowa, I believe, to go coach with Bo Pelini at Nebraska. So there was that, hey, he left Iowa to go, and Bo was a friend and stuff. And the conversation was about Bo Pelini and why he was never offered other jobs, or when he was fired from Nebraska, how come he didn't have any, if he was such a great coach. But Kirk Ferentz came up in this conversation. Very, very little, but listen to it.
Okay.
And tell me if you knew this.
Kelly, there wasn't a job in the country.
Hold on. I got to start that thing over. How do I do that? Hold on. Give me a second.
That Kirk couldn't have gotten during his time, during my time together with him, at Iowa.
Okay, now I'm going to start it over.
Okay. Bo did what was best for his family, and that's the same thing with Kirk. I mean, Kirk could have coached anywhere in the country. Kirk got offered Notre Dame before Brian Kelly. There wasn't a job in the country that Kirk couldn't have gotten during his time, during my time together with him, at Iowa.
Kirk was offered Notre Dame before Brian Kelly. Before you, I've got the research done for you.
Okay, yeah, thank you. You knew where I was going there, didn't you?
Brian Kelly was hired by Notre Dame in December of 2009. Iowa went 11-2 that year, finished number 7 in the country, beat Georgia Tech in the Orange Bowl.
Okay.
Now, we've heard all the Kirk Ferentz rumors. I was trying to re-brack, and I understand I'm getting old. I understand that my memory's not what it used to be. I have no recollection of that conversation or that rumor mill, and he says it so nonchalantly. Kirk was offered the Notre Dame job before Brian Kelly got it, and I'm like, really? Where did that come from? I don't remember that.
All right, I got to do some other calculating here to figure out, when did Gary Barta come to Iowa? Do you remember this?
Let's see.
Oh, my goodness.
Would that have been around the same? I'm trying to think. If you just do a Bob Bowlesby search, that would be probably easier to show you when he was the.
Boy. Man, I tell you what, I went to Gary Barta's Wikipedia page. That's a mistake. Whoa.
So, okay, here it is, Ross. Bob Bowlesby was at Iowa from 1990 to 2006. So you're 3 years into the Gary Barta.
Okay,
experiment.
So, and the only reason I asked about that is because I remember when Barta in 2006, when Barta got hired, like the big thing was, how are you going to keep Kirk Ferentz from going to Penn State? That was, I remember Gary Barta, hey, Joe Paterno is going to be leaving soon, and then Kirk Ferentz is going to go to Penn State. How do you keep him here? I don't remember, Travis. Like the Notre Dame thing. That if that was ever mentioned to me, it was gone in my brain because, yeah, he said that felt like new information. So fake Bob Vanderplots, who's a very funny guy, but also gives us some good information. He says Kirk was strongly considered and linked to Notre Dame.
I don't remember that.
He says most notably during their coaching
the NFL
searches in
jobs.
04 and 09. Bob continues. 2004 search, Ferentz was highly sought after by Notre Dame athletic director Kevin White, who had hired Ferentz in his first collegiate position in Maine. Wow.
You always heard the NFL rumors, but I don't remember the Notre Dame rumor. By the way, he made a much better choice at staying at Iowa. And I know Notre Dame is a much bigger brand, but the pressure of Notre Dame, not that there's not pressure at Iowa, but the expectation, am I falling into the trap?
No. Almost everything you said there is indisputable. Almost everything that you said there is indisputable. You would have had more pressures at Notre Dame. One thing I think that you said that is kind of disputable, though, is because we don't know, and Hawkeye fans will hate me for saying this. Would that have been a good move for Kirk Ferentz? Would Kirk Ferentz have been able? Would he have been in a better position to try to win a national title if over the last 15 years he'd been at Notre Dame rather than Iowa? Would Kirk Ferentz have had a better chance at winning a national title?
Yes.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad he stuck around. I love the guy. I'm super happy that he's the Hawkeye football coach, and I think he's deserved the chance to walk out on his own terms. Had he gone to Notre Dame in 2009, would he still be the coach at Notre Dame? Absolutely not. No, under no circumstance would he still be the coach at Notre Dame because it's Notre Dame. Would he have had a chance to win a national title that would have been enhanced from his chances at Iowa? The answer to that is yes.
Captain Kirk asked, did Kaczynski also say something about Pelini to Penn State? He did. He said when he first arrived, Bo told him, don't buy a house. We might be going to Penn State. And you're kind of like, okay. That's odd.
Where is Bo Pelini?
You know what? He took all his buyout money and he's living his life.
Just checked out, huh?
Just
cashed
checked
out of the game and went and owns a ranch in Idaho.
I kind of respect that, right?
Absolutely.
You're like, I got to go pay players. I got to deal with either the NFL or, and you're probably like, you know what? I'm living my life. I got enough money. I live within my means. He was at Youngstown, then he went to be the defensive coordinator for Ed Orgeron at LSU. That did not end well. And I don't think he's back in the game at all.
Wow. That's okay.
Donnie Rickles is not wrong. A fired coach is the best job in America.
You're right.
At a certain level, 100%. Now, if you're a D2 fired coach or D3 fired coach, you're going to have to go sell insurance or something. You're a Division I fired coach at a Power 4 school? Damn right.
Yeah, Trav, his Bo Pelini's Wikipedia page says the last job he had was DC at LSU in 2020. Good for you.
Didn't Nebraska hire the now Wisconsin or didn't Nebraska hire the now Wisconsin AD to fire Pelini? Well, you could look at it that way. Sean Eichhorst was hired at Nebraska without Tom Osborne, the athletic director at the time, even knowing. Harvey Perlman hired Sean Eichhorst, which was a huge surprise to everybody. It ended in disaster. He fired Pelini, hired Mike Riley, and then was not a good fit whatsoever. This was an interesting hire by Wisconsin. Now, he worked for Barry Alvarez. There's some connections there. But it's an interesting – and if you're Luke Fickell right now, you're like, I'm really on the hot seat. He knows he's on the hot seat. Luke Fickell is like, okay, I've got a guy here that's –
It's so funny. Somebody put in the chat earlier, I mentioned Luke Fickell, and they were like, Luke Fickell's out at Wisconsin. And I had a moment, I was like, oh, I believe it. Like, I didn't even look it up, and I was like, that seems right.
I mean, I don't even know how he besides winning the conference, I don't know how the guy saves his job.
Unless
if you want something that's coming out of media day, that's what hey, Luke, how many games do you think you have to win to keep your job?
Unless, Travis, they've just totally changed what they're expecting from Wisconsin football. Because that's the impression I got last year when they were in the midst of like, man, they got to fire the guy, right? And they came out and they're like, nope, we love him. Doing exactly what we wanted.
Now, Kirk Ferentz will never do this because he's too good of a guy. But when he's done, wouldn't you like to know all the jobs you were offered? When Jamie Pollard was on with our Hour with the AD, I said, and he was perfect. I thought he was honest. How many jobs have you been offered or did you really consider? And he said, what, 1.5, I think he said.
That's what he said.
Said 1.5. You look at Kirk Ferentz, who was courted by the NFL. We now know Notre Dame. How many other people called? Same with Matt Campbell. You had Urban Meyer on a telecast going, a couple of years ago, I was telling Matt Campbell to take a job. I thought he was going to take it. And we all believe it was the USC job. But how many other jobs were offered that nobody even knows about. You're always kind of thrown out there for a rumor, but there's some that just are pretty good at being clandestine and staying under the radar. I bet it's a bigger number than we think for Kirk Ferentz.
I guess the other question is, what kept you here? Was it family? Was it the kids were in school? We had a great home and kids had good friends and we had good community.
Yes.
Yeah.
People.
I wanted stability.
I'm falling into it. Realistic expectations, meaning.
I think that's fair, Travis. I really do. You've always had a good perspective on that because of your time at Nebraska. You saw what that was. And then you look at Iowa and you go, I think it's a little bit different here. Better, worse? No, just different. The expectation, the pressure, it's all just a little different. Not better or worse, just a degree off.
One of the best moves maybe made by Tom Brands at the University of Iowa, he stayed away from A.J. Ferrari. Have you heard the latest on A.J. Ferrari?
I saw a mugshot pop up on my feed last night. I didn't look into the details of it, and then I saw the rundown this morning, and you posted some of the details of it in the rundown.
So this actually started on like June 20. So if you're not familiar with A.J. Ferrari, he's a former national champion wrestler. Remember, he got the DWI car crash at Oklahoma State. That sidelined his career for a couple years. You always knew he kind of had a screw loose. I mean, every wrestler's got a screw loose in some way.
This is the guy, you may have seen the clip of the guy doing the splits and double birding the crowd.
Yeah.
Wins a match, does the splits in the middle of the mat, and flips off the crowd with double birds.
Now, he's out in North Platte, Nebraska, which, if you've ever been to North Platte.
Which, quickly, because he has been kicked off of multiple NCAA Division I wrestling teams.
Now, he wasn't technically kicked off Nebraska. There was an agreement to part ways, but wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I won't say anything bad about you. You won't say anything about me. We'll just say we parted ways.
Yeah. And look at where that gets us.
Yes.
Look at what doing the Nebraska way gets us. When everybody goes, oh, we'll just ignore the real problem and pretend that it was a mutual parting of ways.
So he's out in North Platte. I believe he's driving a Corvette. I believe that's what I read. If I'm wrong on the car, I apologize. Runs like a stoplight or a stop sign. State Patrol starts going after him. High-speed chase ensues. So now you are trying to evade the police. Well, they arrest him, Ross. So once they catch him, he's got some warrants out for his arrest. He has a warrant in Lincoln, Nebraska for false imprisonment and assault by strangulation of a pregnant woman. The sad thing is he's been given multiple chances. Multiple.
You can't count them. And by the way, let's not give Iowa a pass here. It wasn't like Brands was like, oh, we're going to stay away from this guy because he's trouble. No, they really wanted his brother to wrestle for him, and so they dabbled. They dabbled. Nebraska knew what they were doing when they brought him in. Everybody knew. Everybody knew you were playing with fire. You're dancing with the devil. Everybody knew it. And you know what they did? They did it. Why would you bring in a kid like that has very obvious mental health issues? Very obvious mental health issues. Serious anger problems, can't control those emotions. He's manic. Everybody that's ever been in a wrestling room with him is unanimous in this. They're like, this guy's unstable. They've all said it. It's been known for a long time. A.J. Ferrari is not wired the right way. It's mean to say it. I blame Nebraska. I blame all of these institutions, Travis, that knew that this was the case, and they did the Catholic Church thing. They washed their hands of him. Hey, just push him off. Don't tell anybody actually what happened. Let's not talk about it because it makes us look bad. Let's just ship him off to another town. We'll pretend we didn't know anything about it. We'll let the people down the river deal with it. That's what all of these institutions did for his entire career because the kid was talented. He's crazy talented on the mat. Unbelievably flexible, super strong, way aggressive. Tries crazy moves. He's a fun wrestler to watch.
Entertaining, right?
Entertaining.
I mean, remember the year Spencer, he won the national title the year Spencer Lee, I think, won the national title on both knees gone. It was just, and he was that freshman sensation, and you're like, man, this guy's entertaining. He's a good quote. But, you know, then you start seeing, then it wasn't long after that. Dan brings it up. Nebraska, or wrong one. Which one? It's this one right here. Sports are like capitalism. I don't know if capitalism is amoral, but sports can be. And if profit and winning are your only goals, your motivation has nothing to do with doing the right thing.
He's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. Your motives are going to show. Your motives are going to determine. What was the other thing he said in the Nebraska way? The star running back drags his girlfriend downstairs by her hair. Saintly coach plays in the national championship.
That's Lawrence Phillips.
And Tom Osborne.
Yeah.
And Scott Frost.
I'm not defending Tom Osborne. I'm not. You've met Tom Osborne. He came up to the studio when you were there.
Yep.
I think if you were to ask him today, it's one of his biggest regrets. I do believe when he did it, he thought he was doing the right thing. Knowing Tom Osborne the way I do, and you've met him, you go, oh, there's not that bone in his body. Either that or he can mask it very well.
Yeah. I learned from being around politicians a lot, Travis, never trust that face-to-face thing because people, especially good liars, they're really good face-to-face. You will walk out of a room and go, God, that guy was awesome. I think Newt Gingrich really has my best interest in mind. And 5 years later, you're like, what? That's how they do it. Coaches are good at that. Man, you sit down. I loved being in a room with Matt Campbell. There's an energy. There's a fun, sparky energy with Matt Campbell when you're in the room with him. He's engaged. And it does take a minute for you to go, this guy really likes me. The stripper really thinks I'm cute. Oh, wait, that's their job. They get paid to make me feel important. That's how the stripper makes her money. And I'm not saying that college football coaches are strippers, but what I'm saying is they can make you feel important. They've got that ability. Tom Osborne had this ability when he walked in the room for you to go, oh, shucks. Oh, shucks, it's old Tom Osborne. Look at him. And you could forget that, yeah, he knew that his star running back has dragged his girlfriend down a flight of stairs and put the kid in a uniform and gave him the ball.
The great coaches have that aura about them, right? You're just like, you walk in, you're like, there's something. I'm not saying they're godlike, but they have this aura that like mesmerizes you, and you can fall into. You know, Jim Walden just passed away.
Yeah,
Jim Walden, even though he didn't win at Iowa State, he was charismatic.
Great word.
And just you like, how did this guy lose? Yeah. I mean, you're funny.
Yeah, Walden was a fun guy.
He was.
Yeah. And rest in peace, Jim Walden. Remember the Bartles and James commercials, Travis?
Oh, yeah.
We were
Him
kids.
And Johnny Orr. Yes. Absolutely. Hey, sometimes the key to feeling better comes from just being seen for what you need. Urology Center of Iowa has a dedicated men's health wellness center with services from low testosterone to managing the effects of aging. But more than that, UCI is a place to go when you want to be seen like a man, not a patient. You don't want somebody else's treatment. You deserve yours. Schedule an appointment with UCI today at iowauro.com. Scott Reister joins us next on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you, my dream job is no job, you know. front row tickets to every show you near. Hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie you near.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles you near. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
Did you know that over time, your engine builds up carbon deposits in the intakes and valves, which can lead to poor performance, fuel economy, and even bigger issues down the road? With summer on its way and road trips around, the last thing you want is a major repair. For the month of May, Willis Volvo Cars is offering 15% off fuel services to clean out that carbon and get your engine running smooth while keeping some extra cash in your pocket. Don't let a clogged engine ruin your family's summer. Give us a call or schedule online at willisvolvocars.com.
So I think what's unique about Urology Center of Iowa is that we are a truly independent, single specialty clinic.
We have a mantra that the patient comes first, the group comes second, and we as individual surgeons come last.
When I meet with a patient for the first time, I want them to feel heard. I never want them to feel like I'm in a rush.
Just watching the change that you can make in a patient's life, it's everything.
Schedule an appointment at iowauro.com.
Fresh, wild walleyes. This summer, point your compass north to Ballard's Resort on Lake of the Woods. Ballard's Lake of the Woods long-standing family resort offers a pole-in-hand guided fishing experience along with all-inclusive packages that include lodging and meals. Chase 10-pound trophies with the walleye capital of the world's most established fleet. Your adventure for fresh, wild walleyes awaits at Ballard's Resort. Set the hook at ballardsresort.com.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner of Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
Did you know that over time, your engine builds up carbon deposits in the intakes and valves, which can lead to poor performance, fuel economy, and even bigger issues down the road? With summer on its way and road trips abound, the last thing you want is a major repair. For the month of May, Land Rover Des Moines is offering 15% off our fuel services to clean out that carbon and get your engine running smooth while keeping some extra cash in your pocket. Don't let a clogged engine ruin your family's summer. To get scheduled, visit us online at landroverdesmoines.com.
The Rush, presented by Willis Automotive, returns now with fresh sports takes and at least one unnecessary rant.
Listen up. You can win a meet and greet with Cypress Hill at McGrath Amphitheater through the Iowa Lottery Promotions Concert Galore. But that's not the only concert prize package they have in this promotion. Bailey Zimmerman, Megan Maroney, and all the Iowa State Fairgrounds grandstand concerts are up for grabs, including the sold-out show for Lainey Wilson. Multiple shows, multiple prize packages, plus $200 cash, more and more. And this could be your chance for a summer concert experience when you enter non-winning bonus cash double or scratch tickets into your Iowa Lottery VIP Club account. The first period ends tomorrow. So tomorrow, and then the second period will end on July 27th. So just be aware of that. Go to ialottery.com. If you're not a VIP club member, you can sign up for absolutely free at ialottery.com/VIP. We were talking about Scott Reister earlier in the show and writing a book. Not like he does, it's not like he's not being a dad, a sportscaster, and the other things.
Helps out with local charities, does all. I mean, he never stops moving, that's for sure. And genuinely, we talk about this with a lot of people in our local media scene. Genuinely, one of the really, really, really nice guys out there. Scott Reister joins us to talk about his new book. Yeah, Scott, that's almost a unanimous opinion around Des Moines. You meet people. I've never heard anybody say, "You ever met that dick, Scott Reister?"
I guess I'm doing something right. I mean, up until you said that last part, I was going to say the same about you guys, but
right, that's where it falls apart. Because I've had a lot of people go,
where it falls apart.
Is Travis really an asshole like that? And I have to go,
hold
on.
I'm going to give Scott credit because every once in a while, I'll get a random DM on X saying, "Hey, you guys are killing it in the mornings." Yeah. And I go, "You actually listen?" He goes, "That's what I do in the morning. Whether you're mowing the yard or something, I will give you credit. I believe you actually listen or watch the show."
Yeah, no, it's really fun ever since you guys made the switch. And I got to tell you, I'm always, I would say iHeart, but now it's Spotify, right? But I always listen, or through your social media. Oh, I've been hearing all about that. I love it. But yeah, I got to watch the YouTube more because I'm usually on the move, so it's always audio. But I mean, you guys have it rolling here on the YouTube. It's really fun to see the video and all the elements you got going on. So,
Well, dude, speaking of rolling, you told us when Baseball Spy came out, and I'm not sure if this was something that we talked about on the air, but you had told us kind of privately, hey, this might turn into something for me. And man, excited to know that iteration number 2. I mean, I don't want to call it the sequel because it's the sequel. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, it's been super fun. Dream come true. I mean, this is probably now like 10 years in the making since I started writing this. And even prior to that, since I had the idea when I was a 10-year-old kid growing up in Dallas playing Little League. So yeah, Baseball Spy came out 2 years ago. And at the time it came out in April 24. And if you don't know, it's a Little League is life or death. That's the whole concept. This kid, he has to find someone on his team is actually an undercover evil spy. He's got to figure out who it is, find this device, and then keep winning in order to survive. So I got a 3-book deal a long time ago, 2 years ago. But with publishing, you just really never know. It just takes, it's glacially slow. So I got the 3-book deal a long time ago through a publisher. I have an agent for this. It's all these steps along the process. And so book 1 came out. It just totally blew up. It was the top new release on Amazon. Dream come true. And at the time, I had actually already finished writing Football Spy, the sequel to this book, 2 years ago. And it just took that long for it to come out. So it's finally coming out. I know, exactly. So it's out for pre-sale now. And this book ends on an awesome cliffhanger, and it just continues the story into Football Spy.
So you had Football Spy written. So what do they want to do? Since that was such a success, they're like, hey, let's wait. It's kind of like the Hunger Games, right? Instead of just putting it out real quick, or Lord of the Rings. First one came out. Well, we got to wait 2 years till the sequel. Is that like, hey, let's let this run its course, and then we think, hey, we're ready. Let's launch the next book. Is that what takes place?
Well, there's also, my book is one of many at the publishers, so they're always turning out these books, and it's just a matter of when they're ready to put it out. And there's marketing involved. Yes, there's a build up. I would have loved to have had it out earlier, but you know what? You have to wait until it's ready. And so, yeah, Football Spy ready to go. I don't even have an actual copy yet. They're on their way to my house. Then we got a bunch of events, but yeah, it's go time. And the response has been so amazing for Baseball Spy. It's just really a dream come true to see everyone like saying, "When's Football Spy coming out? When's Football Spy coming out?" And I already finished writing Basketball Spy.
That's what my question was going to be. Are you already done with the hard work of writing number 3?
The editor has it. I'm waiting back to hear from the developmental editor. So yeah, Basketball Spy, my draft has been put in. It took a while to get it how I wanted it to be, but I'm really excited for that one too. But yeah, Football Spy's coming up here in a couple weeks.
So you mentioned you don't have a copy of it, but this is what the cover looks like. And then you got book signings coming up as well. So that's the cover. So if you go to Amazon right now and hit the pre-sale, you'll probably see this. It comes out on July 21st. Is that correct?
Yeah, July 21st. So pre-order now, and I've got all those events coming up there on your screen, and I'll post that also. So first one Saturday, July 25th at Barnes & Noble in West Des Moines. What's that say? I can't remember. Is that the
so you've got July 25th at Barnes & Noble. You've got August 1st at Barnes & Noble on West Campbell and Richardson, Texas.
Yeah, that's Dallas. So yeah, that was a huge one last 2 years ago, and that was right near the Little League field where I grew up and had this idea as a kid.
Oh, so that's awesome, Scott.
Cool. I know. Yeah, that was a kind of a full circle moment, and I had my old Little League coach come out, and I saw some of my old Little League teammates I hadn't seen in 30 years. I got in contact with them. So, and it's been so fun. Everybody just can't get enough of this story, and it's also kind of been like a high school and middle school reunion almost for all these people that I forgot about my entire life for all over the country calling me up saying, "Oh, we got this book," and it's been really, really awesome.
And then you're at the Barnes & Noble in Jordan Creek on the 8th, or you're at Beaverdale Books on August 4th, the 8th, Barnes & Noble in Jordan Creek, and then the Urbandale Public Library also on the 8th. How does a guy from Texas not have a Texas accent? How come you're not saying y'all?
Because you got to realize North Dallas, I'm the generation of there's this huge population boom in the 70s. And then so all these kids that were born that are now my age grew up, their parents were from all over the country. And so yeah, I did not grow up on a ranch, 4th generation Texan. I was a suburb kid from 2 transplants. So
he learned how to talk by watching TV like you and me, Travis.
exactly. So but yeah, this book, guys, it has been what makes this book so exciting is I totally nerded out and obsessed. I'm a big podcast guy, just like I listen to you guys all the time, on story structure. And that's kind of like the whole secret sauce is like, I needed to write a book that like people actually want to keep going. It's like you read a little short chapter and it's like, no way. And then every little scene gets like more and more intense. And so just being able to like I'm a huge outliner and being able to craft like how this keeps on getting twist, more. And it just keeps getting so intense that you really cannot put it down. And that's why. And then at the very, very end, it gets all wrapped up. And then I hit you with this, holy crap, no way thing. And that's why people are just so like demanding Football Spy. And Football Spy is the same way. So I'm really excited for all that to kind of come into fruition and have that physical thing that people are going crazy about.
Isn't it nice to be able to write something, be as long as you want, and get it done, and instead of having a floor producer go, hey, Scott, weather went long, you've got 1:30.
You would think that, but you do have to cut down. Like Football Spy, I had so much amazing. So it is true a little bit. This is definitely not a 90-second thing. But Football Spy is like really more character based. And so it's like you get so emotionally attached to all these different characters, and I had all these different storylines. And so when I had to cut it down, that was painful that I had to take out some of that character stuff. But it's still great. So I did have to have that painful thing where I had to let go of some of these amazing emotional things, but it's still great. It still packs a punch, but yeah, it wasn't carte blanche, write whatever you want. Cause it is still geared towards middle grade. And that's a question I get a lot. Like what age is this? If you're age 8 and you're a great reader, you can probably do it, but we like to say age 9 and up. It's for adults. Girls love it too. There's a main girl character who kicks total butt. So, yeah, it's really a fun project.
You know, if I was you, if you didn't want to take anybody out, you tell the editor, "Hey, I wrote it. You take it out."
Yeah,
or do you like that? Or do you like that to control it? Okay, yeah.
You got to have the control. You got to have the control because otherwise someone will do something to it and you'll be like, but yeah, and then there's the fun part when the book finally comes out. I'm a little nervous. There's still going to be like one tiny little mistake somewhere, which just drives me crazy because, I mean, this book, for example, Baseball Spy has like a random little star in the middle of one of the pages. And I'm like, how the hell did that get in there, right? And so that's going to bug me forever. So Football Spy, when I finally get it in my hand, the first thing I'm going to do is read it again and see if there's any typos we missed because it's gone through a million stages of editing. But inevitably, when there's a book that's, 55,000 words, there's going to be one character of something off. So that's just how it goes.
Guys, you've got your 3-book deal done. You've got all 3 written.
Mm-hmm.
What comes after Basketball Spy? What's your next move?
I actually had a book that I wrote during COVID that I'm kind of reworking. My son, I picked him up from preschool. This is back in 2020, and he makes this hilarious comment. He goes, "Dad, who was alive in the olden days? Presidents and dinosaurs?" And I thought it was the cutest, funniest thing where he was envisioning like an episode of Little House on the Prairie where presidents and dinosaurs were coexisting. So I spent all of COVID research. I thought it was like, oh my God, that's the best book ever. And so I just researched dinosaurs and then like the founding fathers. And I wrote this time travel book where they kind of get together and have to battle it out. And there's all this sorts of fun stuff. And so I'm working on that. And my agent and I'm hoping to get her to shop that to the publishers for the next.
So
the next
are you a kid at heart? I mean, meaning, is this the genre you like? Meaning,
oh yeah,
you're not going to be Tom Clancy, right? You're not going to go do, I mean, that is in a way, but in a kid's form, but you're not going to go do CIA. I mean, you're like, you know what? I like this age group. I'm a kid at heart. This is what I feel comfortable writing.
Absolutely. And I think all of us are kids at heart, especially in the sports series, because I think some of the most fun years of our lives were being on that little league team or playing football and trying to figure out, how the heck does this work? And, how my hits, and and so to be able to factor in like those two things I love so much, like sports and spies, and sort of have this original genre where, now in Football Spy, football is life or death. He's got to keep winning in order to survive. Just doing this fun, fantasy things. I think adults really, really love it, and kids love it too. So I think it appeals to everybody, and it's definitely incredibly fun to write this stuff and kind of drift back into the mindset of a 14-year-old kid growing up and just putting these amazing adventures out there.
We've had a couple of suggestions. Somebody suggested Hockey Spy. be the fourth book. And Dan Finney thinks Highlight Spy would be a good one. So
Yes.
you'd have to learn about the game of Highlight.
Yeah, I Native American, right? Is that right?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Is that
It's the
like
one.
a thing?
That's the one where they. It looks like it's got a big scoop, and they throw the ball goes like 100 some miles an hour. They play in a giant racquetball style court.
Oh yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I wanted to show you guys this picture here. I don't know if this will work here, because this is me growing up in the '90s. We'll see if this works. Can you guys see that?
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know
Oh
if you can
yeah.
see it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, so you see the hair right there.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember this? You would style your hair, and then you would put the hat over the styled hair. This was like
No.
Zach Morris.
No,
Saved by the Bell.
no. How old of a guy are you? How old of a guy are you, Scott?
I think that's like right now. I'm 46.
See, I'm 10 years older than you. We didn't do stupid
No,
shit
never
like
did
that.
that.
I'm 48. I'm only 2 years older than you, Scott. But
Never
Travis
did.
and I both went to the Bobby Randall baseball camp in Ames.
Okay.
He was the Iowa State baseball coach for decades. He'd had a major league career. And the thing to do in Central Iowa, if you're a baseball player, was go to the Bobby Randall Baseball School. And the very first day, they taught you how to put a baseball cap on. Travis, do you remember it?
I believe so. Yeah. Yeah.
The brim of the cap goes against your forehead, and you pull it down from the back. So you never have hair underneath your hat. What you just showed me, my dad would have kicked me off the team. If I'd showed up for pictures like that day, my dad would have said, "This ain't a fashion show. Get out of here."
If I would have showed up the way you just described, I would have been laughed off the team. So I guess, yeah, I mean, you had to have it up here. I have vivid memory of like brushing my hair with my hat on, just going like that. So
Yeah, you couldn't have hair shown under the brim of the cap. It had to be all forehead there.
Yes. And so writing Baseball Spy, I went back into this, and he's got he's got an earpiece on with his hair there. He's got stuff on his uniform. And Football Spy, he's basically a secret agent. He's got all stuff, built into his uniform. So I really did sit there and have deep thoughts about like what I was feeling and interacting with my teammates, and just little details like that really just came to life again when I wrote these books. It's really
So
fun.
is there an audio version? And if so,
Yes.
did you read it, or are you just going to plug it into AI and have AI read it?
No. No, and that's the cool thing about this being mainstream. I could have self-published it a long time ago, and that's totally a path that people take. But I really wanted to take my time, and so getting an agent, the agent shopped the rights to the audio, and so there's a fantastically read audiobook. And once I listen for Baseball Spy, the audiobook is out. And so if you're looking for a great summer listen, if you're still taking some road trips, it is so fun to hear this amazing guy. His name's A.W. Miller. And the way he does all the voices and keeps the character straight. I mean, I'm a broadcaster, but I could have never done the voice work he's done. So it's really cool that I had an actual audio
How does
book
that
reader
work?
do it.
Do you have to pay him? Does the publisher
No.
pay him? Does it
Yeah,
come out of your real royalties? How does that work?
Yeah, because I have no upfront costs, because it's just that I only get a small, I get a percentage of everything versus paying everything. So my agent got a book deal. The audiobook deal was separate, and there was an advance for that. And then they earn every time an audiobook is sold, it comes out of that advance. And then once I out earn the advance, then they'll start paying me for those downloads. So that's how that works. So the Tantor Audio is the audio company that bought the rights. So they read it, and then they get a higher percentage of all the sales once we sell out the royalties.
So, weird question.
Yeah.
Again, it has to do with money. So they give you an advance. Let's say you never hit the sales goals. You got to pay money back.
Wow.
No. Yeah, no, that's
Okay.
a great question. No, I don't. So advance is the the absolute best way to go if you can get an advance. So, and then once with the this is like the first book deal I've had. So if the 3 books do great, then there's better negotiating leverage. Let's say I shop Presidents versus Dinosaurs, and the agent can say, look how great these other books did, that kind of thing. So, yeah.
You going to media days?
We are not. Yeah,
Good.
you're talking Big 12 media days.
Good for you. Smart.
Yeah, honestly, that all that stuff's it'd be fun. I used to go to media days, and it is a lot of fun. But what we found is that we're just using mainly the stuff from Iowa State and Iowa, and they have their own media day. So if you're not going hardcore on all the different opponents in the conference, I think like one year I went to Big Ten Media Days, the year Joe Paterno, that whole Penn State situation, because it was very important to go see the reaction around the conference about what was happening at Penn State. If there's a major story, I mean, maybe you could make a case to go talk to Texas Tech this year, which would be interesting. But
they're not going to say anything.
I know.
Yeah. It's just to go there and say you were the reporter and asked a question.
And hear him say, "We're moving on."
Yeah.
So no media days.
Dan Finney's taking a shot at me. He said, "Look at Trav looking to scam the audiobook contract game."
We all knew it. We all knew what you were doing there.
No. Here's the problem. I could never do it. Every book that I read, I listen to. I don't have the attention span to read a book. The greatest thing that ever happened to me were audiobooks. Because I would start a book, I'd get like 3 chapters in, I'm like, I'm fucking bored. I can't do this anymore. And it's just like, I could never be an audiobook voice guy because I would have to read the whole book and it would take like 2 years to get the audiobook done.
You couldn't finish it. I got you.
Yeah.
Audiobooks are great.
Audiobooks
are great. Yeah.
You just brought back a really bad memory, a really weird memory. One of the weirdest things I ever did in my production world. Ken Root, an old farm broadcaster for WHO, got hired one time to do, and I'm not making this up. John Deere wanted to do basically an audio version of their manual for a planter.
Oh.
And Ken Root got the contract to read the manual from a John Deere planter and paid me to record the audio and send it off to John Deere.
So just an instruction manual?
Just an instruction manual about how it was the most tedious, awful thing. I never was that bored in my life.
Well,
I couldn't believe I was that bored.
If you guys listen to the Baseball Spy audiobook, hopefully it is the exact opposite.
It will be the opposite of that. Promise you that. Promise you that. Scott, we should also talk real quick about Shot in the Dark. I mentioned as you were coming on that you also are a big part of at least one local charity. You have been for a long time. You've been helping out with Prevent Blindness Iowa for several years now and promoting the Shot in the Dark golf tournament. This year happening at Terrace Hill. Is that right?
That's right. Out there in Altoona, Saturday, August 22nd. I periodically post links on that, so I'll make sure to do that again after the show's over. But night golf, it's amazing. You get for $90. You get dinner, 2 drink tickets, glow balls. You get to make all sorts of jokes about handling your glow balls. Glow sticks to wear out on the course. You wait till it gets dark. You go out, you golf 9 holes, you come back, you have a party. All the money is raised for Prevent Blindness Iowa. So you're funding vision screenings and glasses for kids that need it throughout the state. So it is an absolutely slam dunk great cause. An ironclad excuse to get out and do something. Hey, I got to go help charity. This year it's on a Saturday night, so it's not on the last Friday night at the fair. It's on the last Saturday night. So good or bad, that's what it is. So great cause, great event,
and completely unique experience, Scott. It's something I've done this several times. I've never done anything else like it. It's not quite golf. It's kind of golf, but it's a lot of fun. I've always enjoyed being a part of it. So hope I can be out there again this year.
Yes, absolutely. And we love having everybody out, including you, Ross. And it is definitely a great moment. Best ball, so no pressure. You can take it seriously. Yeah. You can screw around. You can pretty much do it however you want. So men, women, teenagers up to adults, come on out Saturday, August 22nd.
We'll have you on before that takes place, if you need a last push for forces and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Football Spy is the book. It comes out on July 21st. Just go to Amazon, look up Football Spy, look up Scott Reister, look up Baseball Spy. If you haven't bought Baseball Spy yet, maybe buy that first, read that. That'll take you right into Football Spy and, sell books for Scott and help him at least, get that advance paid for.
Yeah, come on, guys. Come on, help me out. Yeah, also bookstores everywhere. Go support your local bookstores. All those events coming up, all the bookstores around here will have it too. So hope to meet all you guys at all the events coming up.
Excellent. Scott, thanks so much, buddy. We'll
Keep
catch
it up,
soon.
buddy.
Yeah, you guys rock. Thank you. Keep up the great work.
Thanks, man.
Scott.
Scott Reister joining
Dude,
us.
you hit it on the head. You said, well, you're a kid at heart. Like you said that, and then all of a sudden it all flashed through my head. Like, that's what Scott is.
Yeah,
That's
you would
what
have
Scott is.
to be able to write
got
that.
This youthful energy about him.
I couldn't come up with stories like that because I'm sophomoric. I'm pubescent teen all the time. I could write about that.
Yeah, our youth-like, childlike thing is not innocent.
No,
he's got a childlike innocence about him. Ours is a mischievous teenager.
Yes.
Big fan of that guy. I like Scott a lot.
My book would be the first time I listened to Eddie Murphy.
Travis would be like, Travis's would be enjoying Saved by the Bell as a teenager.
Yeah, my first time. Listen to Eddie Murphy.
My first time.
My first time.
There's your book right there.
Yeah.
Each chapter is a different.
Yeah,
my first time. Yeah, this is Reister's writing these awesome, fun things about teenagers and here we are. Let me tell you about my teenagers.
Here's my first time, and just go. You're right. Each chapter is that first time between 15 and 18. There's a lot of that could be like that's a long book.
I love it. He hears his kids say something and an entire book flashes through his brain.
But I've asked Owen, I go, where do some of your songs come from? And he thinks of a line or hears a line, you're like, oh, there's something there. It creates that. The juices are flowing at that point.
Some people had some suggestions for Scott's next book. They think that at the next level, the kid should probably develop some sort of gambling problem. Maybe run into NIL issues.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that Scott's going to write a book about a kid with a gambling problem, but it's an idea. It's out there.
Yeah. But maybe he could use some type of spy, and he's spying on kids that have gambling problems.
Oh,
that are fixing youth league sports games.
Maybe he downloads Prohibet. And he hires Deloitte. Reister, you taking notes on this?
He's just like, you guys are stupid. You guys are absolutely morons.
Scott, thanks for coming on with us, buddy. That's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun.
We're bud. Idea guys. We'll throw them at the wall. Yeah. They won't stick a lot, but we'll throw them at the wall.
We didn't say good idea guys.
No such thing as a good idea.
Good ideas cost money. We do this shit for free.
I know we had Sean Roberts on with us last week, and I think his baseball thing is tonight at Principal Park.
Oh,
right?
I saw him post that on Facebook last night. Yeah. Telling people that because they're still going to do their hangout at the Cubs game tonight.
Yeah. So if you want to go see Shawnee, and if you bought one of these shirts,
and Lucas,
you can if you bought one of these shirts, they should have got them in the mail yesterday. You can wear that to the game as well, and stand by Sean and take a picture of him. Him and Lucas, I think, are throwing out the first pitch today. Cool, the Iowa Cubs to continue to let them throw out the first pitch.
Yeah. Very cool.
I think that's awesome. All right, buddy, what are you doing the rest of the day?
Got some real estate and stuff. Going to be heading out towards West Des Moines here this morning and, bouncing around, knocking some things out. Do what I do, baby.
Honest to God question, because you got the write-up of the newspaper.
Yeah.
Did you get a call out of the...
I did. Actually showed that house yesterday about 4:00.
And in case you're wondering, that type of house doesn't have an open house to it. If you want to...
No, those are called agent opens. That's how we do those. One coming up tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to do one before the iCubs game.
Nice.
Hoping to get some people out and then go to the iCubs.
Attaboy. All right, everybody, enjoy your Tuesday. Ross and I will be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. Maury Hanks will be joining us. He wants to talk about that Creighton, Iowa game and the tickets that are for sale for that. So Maury will be joining us at 7:30. Everybody have a great Tuesday. Bye-bye, everybody. It's the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Hi, I'm Sean McFarland, Service Manager here at Mini of Des Moines, and I have a question for you. Are you and your Mini ready for your summer motoring adventures? To help you have a little more fun on that trip, this month we're offering a 15% discount on all fuel services, as well as reduced pricing on all pre-planned maintenance packages. Please stop by so our factory-trained technicians can ensure your Mini will continue to keep a smile on your face for years to come. Please give us a call or visit us online at miniofdesmoines.com to set your appointment.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job-ionaire, a front row tickets to every show-yonaire, a hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie-yonaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles-yonaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery, you can change your life for life. Play today.
Your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Coming up now, Travis, Ross, and at least one opinion that will get somebody mad online.